Mike Tyson has probably one of the greatest quotes of all time. He said, everyone's got a plan until someone punches them in the face, right? The debate is coming up, and it's probably going to be the only debate that the party of discourse and democracy is going to agree to. And here's the thing, man. I don't want to build it up too much in my mind, but there really is a lot riding on this debate. And this really is a fantastic opportunity to expose who Kamala Harris really is to a lot of people, right? And that appears to be Trump's only plan. You know, Kamala Harris, she's in hiding right now. She's prepping and planning and drilling. And Donald Trump, he's just doing what he does, talking to people, answering questions, and sharing what he actually thinks.
I want to ask you the final question. In 5 nights, you'll be on the stage, not with me, but with Kamala Harris. Now, if I'm going to make a prediction, I think she's going to try and annoy, agitate, irritate, frustrate, and piss you off, to use a phrase. And are you aware of how she debates, and probably every name in the book she can call you, and without giving away your tactic?
Yeah, you don't want to do that, but you know, when I had Biden, you and I had the same discussion.
Yeah.
And I let him talk. I'm going to let her talk because, you know, you've all seen it. There are those that say that Biden is smarter than she is, okay? And if that's the case, we have a problem.
Yeah, Donald Trump is a pretty damn funny guy, right? And it's funny. Leftists and liberals, they really don't actually have any humor. I don't know what is going on genetically, but they do not have humor. And it's no wonder they hate this guy. I don't think it's possible for them to tell when he's trolling them and when he's actually being serious, right? Which is pretty funny when you think about it. But on this, I think that's pretty accurate. You know, Joe Biden, a guy who's never really been particularly intelligent, right? Cognitively struggling and completely and totally deficient, is still smarter than Kamala Harris. I mean, just look at this poor guy's face when Kamala gives a word salad about American hostages coming home after being freed as a result of her personal around-the-clock hard work. Just watch this poor guy's face, right? He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know what he had for breakfast. He doesn't know much, but he knows that whatever she just said doesn't make any damn sense.
I got more work to do.
Madam Vice President, how do you feel?
This is an extraordinary day, and I'm very thankful for our president and what he has done over his entire career, but in particular as it relates to these families and these individuals, what he has been able to do to bring the allies together on many issues, but in particular this one. This is just an extraordinary testament to the importance of having a president who understands the power of diplomacy and understands the strength that rests in understanding the significance of diplomacy and strengthening alliances. This is an incredible day. You can see it in the families, in their eyes, and in their cries.
When did you know you got the deal done?
A while ago. I got to make sure, I wanted to make sure everything was in place.
It's like, dude, poor guy, man. He's like, what the hell have we done here? He's probably thinking, you know, when I endorsed this woman, I only did it as one last giant FU to Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, and all the other swamp rats that made me quit. But his face says it all, man. I mean, this is what happens when Kamala Harris is allowed to talk. And this is exactly why Trump's strategy of letting her talk is such a massively good idea, right? The Kamala team, they know that that's going to be a disaster. The last thing they want is for her to be allowed to actually speak at the debate or anywhere else, basically. I mean, they fought like hell to get the mics turned on and left on for both of them, just hoping that Donald Trump is going to interrupt her, right? They don't want her actually speaking the words that her brain comes up with. They want something that looks like this.
The president wanted people to remain calm.
Well, let's get
No, but Susan, this is important.
Susan,
I want to
have
add,
to weigh
but
in
if,
here.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
I have to
I'm
weigh
speaking.
in.
Yeah,
Let's talk about packing the court then. Let's talk about the
Please.
fact. Yeah, I'm about to. $400,000
He said
a
he's going to
year.
repeal the Trump tax cuts.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Well, wait,
I'm speaking.
be important if you said the truth.
If you don't mind letting me finish. We can then have a conversation, okay?
4 years later, man, I mean, this whole strong woman of color Karen Act is the only move that she's got. And this is what they want to show. The last thing they want is Kamala Harris allowed to speak, which is actually kind of funny. You know, her team fought like hell to make Donald Trump out to be some kind of coward for wanting to change the debate rules that were designed for an ailing Joe Biden. And as soon as they agreed to him, the Kamala team's like, oh, what have we done? This might not be good. This might not end well. And personally, I think that Kamala Harris has some kind of mental block. You know, I think it started with bad preparation in the early days, and that's what turned into all the word salads. But now, man, after just getting hammered in the media and after it really just digging into her brain, she doesn't trust her own words. It's like a pitcher with the yips. They just can't find the strike zone anymore, and drilling it and practicing it and forcing it only makes it worse. And here's the thing, man, whether you like Trump or not, the guy is confident.
But, you know, debating's an interesting thing. I've been in many debates. I think I probably won because of debating, maybe. You know, we had a lot of debates with the Republicans. Then we had Crooked Hillary. We had a lot of different people we had to debate. And we had some great debates. You do remember the Rosie O'Donnell debate. Remember Rosie? Rosie O'Donnell. She's a real great one. Isn't she a great one? Anyway, but a debate is interesting. You can go in with all the strategy you want, but you have to sort of feel it out as the debate's taking place. I've seen it. You go in there and you have a strategy. Mike Tyson made the statement, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. It's true. It was a brilliant statement. It's a brilliant statement. So I could tell Sean exactly what I'm going to do, but, you know, things change. It depends a lot on ABC. Will they be fair or not? If they're not going to be fair, I'm going to be a little bit different than if they are. I hope they're going to be fair. We're putting a lot of reliance on a network which is known for being extremely hostile to the people in this room and to, I think, 75, 80% of the country, if you want to really know the truth. But, Sean, all I can say is this. You know, I've seen Mitt Romney go and lock himself into a log cabin for 4 or 5 weeks, and then he came out and he was horrible in the debate. He couldn't talk. He gained great knowledge. He couldn't talk. And Candy Crowley came out and she made a terrible statement that turned out to be wrong, but it destroyed the guy. But look, you have to... the way I look at debating, I think I've been really practicing all my life for this stuff. I mean, ultimately, that's what it's sort of about. So it'll be an interesting evening. And the Biden debate was a very interesting evening. I was sort of surprised by it a little bit, by, you know, what he did and the way he reacted. And you don't know how somebody's going to react. Even a professional, you don't know how they're going to react. And you have to sort of go with it as you get up there, Sean. I'd love to give you an answer. This is what I'm going to do, Sean. But when you get up there, you sort of, because I've done a lot of it. I went from never having debated to having done a lot of debates.
But if you know she's going to try and annoy you, but that's not
I think
happen.
we have a bigger problem. I think that ABC will try and annoy me.
I bet that too.
Okay. President
Donald Trump. Thank you, Harrisburg.
Yeah, pretty smart points. I mean, the guy knows exactly where he stands and he knows exactly what he's up against, right? And that's kind of interesting. He's not so worried about Kamala Harris trying to get under his skin, and he's thinking more about ABC trying to get under his skin. I think that's smart. I think that's interesting. And, you know, it's going to be David Muir. We'll see how he handles it. I don't know a ton about the guy. I do know that George Stephanopoulos has got to be fuming that he's currently getting sued by Donald Trump. Otherwise, he'd be up there. He'd be doing his most important propaganda act yet. And this is a guy that's had quite a few of those, right? But this would have been his most important mission that he's ever run for the Democrat Party, for sure. But we'll see how it goes, man. My prediction is that all the preparation and whatever mental block Kamala Harris has developed is going to completely blow up her brain live on TV. You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see her try to manufacture this whole "excuse me, I'm speaking" moment out of nowhere. It's going to miss. It's going to fall flat. But anyway, that's just my prediction. It's going to be fun to watch. That's all I got, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what your prediction is. And don't forget, be a part of our growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.